Space science. Stars and galaxies. Protostar. The process from the birth to the death of star is called stellar evolution. Interstellar space contains huge gaseous clouds. Mostly rare-field hydrogen exists in space. These gaseous clouds contract due to their own gravity. As the cloud contracts, there will be increase in density, which in turn leads to increase in pressure. Gradually, there will be aggregation of matter, mostly hydrogen, with the spherical mass at the center of the cloud. In this stage, the only force acting is the gravitational pull. The central portion alone accounts for 99% of the mass of the cloud. The sphere formed at the center is called protostar. This is a forming star. It takes millions of years to form a star. Birth of star. Mutual gravitation between the gaseous particles results in contraction of this huge ball of gas. The density at the center increases as the matter in the protostar is crunched together with the rise in temperature and pressure. When the temperature reaches about 10 million Kelvin, some of the hydrogen nuclei fuse to form helium nuclei, producing large quantity of heat and light and radiation. This energy liberated is radiated out. Thus, a star is born. At this stage, there will be a force acting towards, which tends to expand the star, but the gravitational pull inwards balances it. Thus, a star reaches a steady state. A star can remain in this state for several billions of years depending on its mass. In low-mass stars, hydrogen fusion occurs at a slower rate and the stars are dimmer and live longer. What is a red giant? A star on reaching the steady state will start giving out steady output of energy. As the radiation pressure increases beyond the opposing gravitational pull, the star begins to swell. Consequently, the surface area will be more. As a result of this, the temperature of the star decreases and hence it emits light, which is low frequency radiation, and the star is said to be red giant. All red stars are of this particular nature. Planetary nebula cloud. As the star's envelope expands, their core contracts, the temperature reaches 10 to the power of 8 Kelvin. Helium is converted into carbon in the core. When all the helium gets converted to carbon, the core cannot contract further. The only force that exists is the outward pull of radiation. Due to this, the outer envelope of red giant gets detached and thrown out into space. It forms a cloud called planetary nebula. White dwarf. After the red giant, the future of the star depends on the mass of the star. The star, after losing planetary nebula, has the mass less than 1.4 times of mass of the Sun. 1.4 times mass of the Sun is known as Chandrasekhar's limit. The star collapses under the gravity. The increase in pressure and temperature prevents further collapse. Due to very high temperature, the star glows with white light of high frequency. It is known as white dwarf. Neutron star. The remnant of supernova sometimes condenses to a core composed of tightly packed neutrons. This super dense remnant of supernova is called neutron star. Quasars. Quasars were first thought to be faint stars in our galaxy. In 1960, astronomers found that they emit radio waves. Radio waves are observed coming from the galaxies, but no stars had been observed to emit radio waves. These objects were called quasi-stellar sources, shortened as quasars. Black holes. In the case of stars whose mass is 30 times as that of the Sun, the remnant of supernova explosion has huge amount of matter compressed into a very small region of intense gravitational field and is called a black hole because black holes contain an enormous quantity of extremely dense matter. They have incredible gravitational force. This is a gigantic and dense neutron star. A black hole can be recognized by its properties like density and gravity. The properties like temperature, pressure, or chemical properties cannot be determined. This is because its gravity is so high that even light cannot escape from it. No information in the form of light or radio waves comes out of it. Colors of stars. The color of the star depends on its temperature. The analysis of the lines of the spectrum of the stars help us to identify the elements present in the stellar atmosphere. The intensity distribution of these elements decides the apparent color and hence the temperature of the stars. The surface temperature of the stars ranges from about 2000 Kelvin for reddish stars to about 50,000 Kelvin for bluish white stars. Temperature 2000 to 3000 Kelvin. Color red. Star example Betelgeuse. Temperature 3500 to 5000 Kelvin. Color orange yellow. Star Arcturus. Temperature 5000 to 6000 Kelvin. Color yellow. Star Sun. Temperature 6000 to 10,000 Kelvin. Color yellowish white. Star Sirius. Temperature 10,000 to 50,000 Kelvin. Color bluish white. Star Regal. Galaxies. Galaxies are system of stars, gas and dust. The stars, gas and interstellar dust orbit around the center of the galaxy. Galaxies are believed to be the breeding grounds of stars. Our own star, the Sun, is an ordinary star among 200 billion others in a galaxy known as Milky Way or Akashaganga. Facts about our galaxy Milky Way. The diameter is about 1 lakh light year. As viewed from the edge, it looks like a flat disk with a central bulge and the thickness tapers towards the edge. Its central thickness is about 6,000 light year. Sun is located about halfway, that is 28,000 light years from the center. It takes about 250 million years to go around the center of the galaxy. Astronomers believe that 10 to 15 billion years ago galaxies formed from huge clouds of gas pulled together by gravity. There are different types of galaxies in the universe. They not only appear different, but they have different evolutionary history. Three fundamental types of galaxies are apical, spiral, irregular. Elliptical galaxies. Elliptical galaxies are most common galaxies in the universe. Most of the stars in them are relatively dim and they are most difficult to see than other types of galaxies. They contain trillions of stars or even more. The width of the elliptical galaxies is as much as 2 million light years. Spiral galaxies. Spiral galaxies are the most beautiful arrangement of stars in the universe. They are bright and have newly formed stars. These galaxies, when viewed from one direction, they look like a flat disk with a central bulge and the thickness tapers off towards the edge. When viewed from perpendicular direction, they look like a spiral. Irregular galaxy. Irregular galaxies, as the name itself suggests, have no spiral arms or dense centers. They are normally small and faint and are difficult to detect. How did universe began? Our universe is so vast, beautiful and dynamic. Based on the model of supernova explosion of stars that led to the formation of new stars, it is proposed that the universe might have begun with a start of explosion. This is known as Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory. The concept of Big Bang came into light in 1930s when American astronomer Edwin P. Hubble telescope is named after him, showed that the universe is expanding. Further study revealed the fact that everything what we have in the universe was once concentrated in a very small hot place called primordial fireball. Something triggered and the fireball exploded with a bang, and the matter in it was thrown away with tremendous speed. From then, everything in the universe is receding from each other. Hubble's law. Edwin Hubble, with his co-workers, made a systematic study of the red shift of various galaxies. This study led to the discovery that redshift of galaxy is proportional to the distance from us. Today we know this as Hubble's law. The velocity of recession of a celestial body is proportional to its distance from us. Second topic B. Rockets and artificial satellites. Synonymous Rocket science is synonymous to intellectual complexity, but the new research shows that the first rockets used by Chinese were simple arrows of flying fire. These arrows of flying fire have now transformed into a powerful rocket systems that can place satellites and humans into Earth's orbit and enable us to explore space as well. Launching the first artificial Earth satellite was a major breakthrough in the development of science and technology. This was possible by the invention of modern rocket. Rockets are called launching vehicles as they carry the artificial satellite from the Earth to space. Propellant. Unlike aircraft which uses oxygen in the atmosphere, oxidizer which is necessary for burning of the fuel has to carried in the rocket as it operates in the outer space. This mixture of oxidizer and fuel is called propellant. Some rocket propellants are number 1. Liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. Number 2. Kerosene and liquid oxygen. Number 3. Hydrazine and nitric acid. Principle of rocket propulsion. To understand the working of the rocket, first we have to understand the Newton's third and law, the principle of conservation of momentum. According to the principle of conservation of momentum, the total momentum of the system is conserved when the net force acting on the system is zero. Let us assume that a bullet of mass m is fired with velocity v from a rifle of mass M. Before firing, both the bullet and the rifle are at rest. Therefore, the total momentum is zero. Total momentum before firing equal to zero. When the bullet is fired, the bullet leaves the nozzle of the rifle with a momentum mv and the rifle recoils with the velocity v. Total momentum after firing equals mv plus MV. As the total final momentum must be zero even after firing. MV plus small mv equals 0, mv equals minus mv, v equals mv divided by M. This is an expression for the recoil velocity. The rocket works on the same principle. During the firing of the rocket, the propellant burns and large amount of gas is pushed out at high velocity. The ejected gas pushes the rocket with a high velocity in the positive direction and the rocket acquires an equal momentum. So, when the fuel in the rocket burns, the exhaust gases escape through a nozzle towards the earth. In reaction to this, the rocket moves vertically upwards. Single-stage rocket. In a single-stage rocket, a chamber called engine is the place where the combustion takes place and the exhaust gas comes out of the nozzle. When a rocket is designed, the ratio of payload mass m to the fuel mass capital letter M called payload ratio is needed. Oxidizer and the fuel are stored in separate tanks. They are supplied to the engine in controlled quantities with the help of valves. Orbital velocity (VO). The rocket places in the satellite in a circular orbit around the Earth. The centripetal force for an artificial satellite executing circular motion around the Earth is provided by the gravitational force of the Earth. The velocity of the satellite along a circular path is called the orbital velocity v. Consider an artificial Earth satellite of mass m going around in the circular orbit of radius r with a velocity v0. If h is the height of the satellite above the Earth's surface and capital letter M is the mass of the Earth's gravitational force acting on the satellite is Fe equals G capital letter M small m divided by RH whole square. G equals gravitation constants equals 6.672 into 10 raised to 10 to the power of minus 22 Newton meter square kg square. G gravitation constant equals 6.672 into 10 to the power of minus 11 Newton meter square kg minus square. This force acts as centripetal force for the circular motion of the satellite in its orbit. The expression for the centripetal force is F Cp equals capital letter M O square divided by RH. From 1 and 2 equations, mvo square divided by RH equals G capital letter M equals RH whole square. VO square equals GM divided by RH. VO equals square root of GM divided by RH. When h is sufficiently small when compared to r, h can be neglected. Thus, VO equals square root of GM divided by R. G equals small letter g equals capital letter GM divided by R square, or GM divided by R equals multi-stage rockets. Artificial satellites have to be placed at very great heights. A single rocket cannot push the satellite to such great height. Therefore, multi-stage rockets are used for this purpose. In a multi-stage rocket, several rockets are joined together, one on top of the other, to provide the necessary power. By using such a rocket, the fuel consumption can be reduced. The rocket, on reaching a height of about 100 km, gets rid of the first stage. The engine of the second stage begins to act. The mass of the rocket is reduced. The second stage takes the rocket to still greater heights and detaches itself. The third stage takes over and so on. This increases the efficiency of the rocket. Escape velocity VE. The minimum velocity with which a body must be projected so that it escapes from the gravitational field of the earth is called escape velocity. It can be shown that Vc equals square root of 2 rg, where r is the radius of the earth and g is acceleration due to gravity. From the above expression, we find that the escape velocity is independent of the mass of the body. For Earth, r equals 6.37 into 10 to the power of 6 meter. G equals 9.8 meter second per square. G equals 9.8 meter second minus square. When we substitute this in the equation, VE equals square root of 2 Rg. VE equals square root of 2 into 6.37 into 10 to the power of 6 into 9.8. VE equals 11.2 kilometer second per 1. The orbital velocity and escape velocity are related as follows. Orbital velocity VO equals square root of Rg. Escape velocity VE equals square root of 2 Rg. Therefore, VE equals square root of 2 VO. Geostationary satellites. The period of revolution of the satellite is same as the period of rotation of the Earth. This means that the satellite is always above the same spot on the Earth. These are called geostationary satellites. Indian Space Program. In the past 5 decades, India has many achievements to its credit in space. During this period, Indian space scientists have successfully built many types of satellites. They include communication satellites, meteorological weather watching satellites, remote sensing satellites, and scientific satellites. These satellites are providing many valuable services to India like telephone calls and internet data relay, helping to make accurate weather forecast, accurate survey of the country's resources, making travel safer, exploring space, and so on. Many of these satellites have been launched from India itself. Ignited rockets like Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle PSLV and the much bigger, heavier and more efficient Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle GSLV, built by Indian Space Research Organization ISRO. In fact, PSLV has launched many foreign satellites in addition to the Indian ones. Very few countries have done this successfully. With such important successes in Earth orbit, India became confident and in 2008 took a giant leap towards the moon. That year, ISRO sent Chandrayaan-1, an unmanned spacecraft to explore the moon, Earth's only natural satellites. The moon to understand the history of Earth and the solar system. Chandrayaan-1, India's greatest achievement in space. Chandrayaan-1 had a definite set of goals. To further enhance the already acquired knowledge about the moon, based on its experience doing Chandrayaan-1 in November 2013, ISRO launched a spacecraft to explore planet Mars. Amongst the planets of our solar system, Mars resembles the Earth in many important respects. ISRO has been successful in developing cryogenic rocket engine successfully. It launched GSAT-14 using Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle Development 5 GSLV-D5. India can hope to have manned mission to Moon. Major milestones of Indian space program. Number 1. Formation of Indian National Committee for Space Research, October 1962. Second one, launch of a sounding rocket from Tumba Equatorial Rocket Launching Station TERLS near Thiruvananthapuram, November 1963. Third one, first launch of an indigenous sounding rocket from Tumba, November 1967. Fourth one, formation of Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, August 1969. Fifth one, launch of India's first artificial Earth satellite, Aryabhata, April 1975. Number 6. Launch of India's first experimental remote sensing satellite, Bhaskara 1, June 1979. Number 7. First successful launch of a satellite, Rohini, from the Indian soil by India's SLV-3 rocket, July 1980. Eighth one, launch of India's first experimental communication satellite, Apple, June 1981. Number 9, launch of India's first operational remote sensing satellite, IRS-1A, March 1987. Number 10, launch of India's first indigenously built multipurpose satellite, INSAT-2A, July 1992. Number 11. First successful launch of India's Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, PSLV, October 1994. Number 12. First successful launch of India's Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle, GSLV, April 2001. Number 13. Launch of SRE-1, India's first recoverable space capsule, and its successful recovery 12 days later, January 2007. Number 14. Launch of PSLV carrying 10 satellites, 8 of them from other countries, April 2008. Number 15. Launch of Chandrayaan-1, India's first unmanned spacecraft to Moon, October 2008. Number 16. Successful entry of Chandrayaan-1 into an orbit around the Moon, November 2008. Number 17. Successful reaching of Chandrayaan-1's Moon Impact Probe to the lunar surface, November 2008. Number 18. Announcement of the conclusive discovery of extremely small amount of water on the Moon's surface by Chandrayaan-1, September 2009. 19th one. Launch PSLV carrying India's Mars Orbiter spacecraft, aimed to travel to Mars, enter into an orbit around that planet and explore Mars. November 2013. 20th. Launch of GSLV carrying a cryogenic rocket stage built in India. January 2014.